Hi, Laura Davis Taylor at DSF Live. We are on the floor at InfoComm and we just sought out Intel. So let me tell you why. For a long time now, Intel's been talking about all the new things that you're able to do to activate a place, a space, and really figure out not just how do we connect to people, but how do we know if we connect to these people and what do we do once we do? Do you have a story that people need to come by and better understand on the floor today?
Yeah, absolutely. Personally, I think that the future of digital signage is programmatically changing the content. And so today, actually, we're showing off Quividi as well, who are a partner of the Intel IoT team, and using our product as well, ScreenClouds. What we can actually been able to do earlier in the year is create a prototype where, based upon who's looking at the screen, we can change the content programmatically without anyone needing to interfere with it.
Okay, so not everybody in this particular industry understands media speak, like programmatic. So let's back up just a little bit. No, that's okay, because I come from advertising too. But Quividi is a gaze tracking, yes. Right? It's gaze tracking. So we can see who irrefutably is standing in front of this screen. As you can see here, we have privacy, privacy-oriented, kind of blinked out faces, but you can see people are standing here. How does programmatic, can you kind of break down programmatic and what that can mean with this type of a system?
Absolutely. So for us, programmatic is really changing the content based upon certain factors that you've measured, right? And automatically is the key part.
So I'm going to repeat that, everybody. Programmatic is changing the content based on
certain factors that you've measured and doing it automatically. So in terms of Quividi and the anonymized tracking, for example, they can track things like dwell time, attention tracking, how long people are looking at the screens. And if you measure that against a baseline of content, for example, you've just scheduled some consistent content to measure for a week or a time period, you can then start to prove or disprove some hypotheses you have about how your content might perform, for example, at different times of the day. So a really simple example that we use at ScreenClouds is in the morning, if people come into your office, they're probably not paying attention too much to the screens. They're either late for work, or they're on their way to get a coffee, or get their breakfast, whatever it might be. So you want to be hitting them with some short content, so stills, images, text, that kind of thing. And then understand that as the kind of day goes on and people start to looking at the screens more often and for longer, you can then start to transition to long-form content, so videos and something that tells more of a story.
So I'm going to just translate why this is so important. This really helps us start to treat our spaces as more of a media vehicle. I'm speaking at one about this topic on optimizing retail spaces with behavioral analytics. So I've used Quividi on this stuff, and it's amazing because industry, what this helps us do is take opinion out of the equation. And all marketing is moving towards being data-based and measurable. And when you can say, here's what we think is going to work at this time of day, on this screen, in this place with these people, flight it out there and see this is resonating or this isn't, then you can pull what isn't and start to do what we call in the industry optimization. When you can optimize, you take control of your digital signage and your space to make it work as hard as possible for you. Did I get that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really, at ScreenCloud, we kind of see parallels between early web and the current space for digital signage. So obviously early web days, no one really knew kind of why their website was good or bad, and they would just put everything on it that they could. And now we can see Google Analytics and website analytics are the be-all and end-all. You track the metrics and you make the changes according to the metrics and what they tell you. And so digital signage is going exactly the same way.
Amen on that one. So everybody come on by the Intel space if you want to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you very much.